Macy and Taylor, Cheyenne, and Zach, Danny, and I are so thrilled to be talking to two very iconic and gorgeous teen mom couples because it looks like we're heading into another very iconic and gorgeous season of Teen Mom The Next Chapter. How are we all feeling heading into a new season?
Pretty good.
Doing
I
good.
too. I think it's going to be a really good season.
It seems like it kicks off immediately with there's no, because I love when a show, there's no pause into getting right into kind of like the chaos, the happiness, the love, the everything. And none of you guys hold back, which is so beautiful. Is there anything from the season that you're like, oh, maybe I should have held back, or you feel no regrets?
I feel no. I don't, because I feel like the more you hold back, the less you're going to help somebody that may be in need. So what I put out there and what I'm going through, I know there's somebody that's going to relate to it, and I'm glad that some people take to it. I get the messages online that tell me, so it feels good.
Yeah. Now, Macy, it has been so wonderful to see all the strides that you've made in your relationship with Ryan, especially for the sake of Bentley. And we get a good glimpse of that in the premiere episode. What was it like doing the show with him again? And was it easier after putting in all the work you put in with Dr. Bryant?
Definitely easier. I think, I was just in a good space within myself to even make it possible, and do it in a healthy way and a genuine way. But I will say that filming with him was very bizarre because I couldn't even tell you the last time that not just reunion stuff, but tell you that we had filmed, in our real world. I don't even know when that was. I don't even remember the last time we had done that. So that was weird. It was very weird. I was like, this is awkward.
Yeah, no, truly a blast from the past. It was kind of insane to see on the premiere episode, but it felt like home in many ways.
Yeah. I think it was a little easier because we didn't want to rip each other's eyeballs out of each other's faces.
That's good.
For the first time ever.
That's good.
But it was still weird. Maybe it was weird because we were actually getting along. That was the weird part.
Well, speaking of couples getting along, Cheyenne and Zach, I love how you guys are really showing how to co-parent in a beautiful way. Like the two of you guys all coming together and everything. How was that experience going for you guys, especially while you're co-parenting and juggling health issues for a child?
It was tough. It was new to us because we've never had to do that. And I think it was hard for us as the outsiders, but also as Ryder's parents. How do we support Ryder and how do we support Corey and Taylor? How do we still have boundaries and be respectful? We didn't want to do too much and do too little. So it was really tough. It was really hard to watch them go through it. And we just truly wanted them to feel like our support for them. And in a weird way, I feel like Zach and Corey bonded through it because they talked a lot, and it kind of got us to a next level of our co-parenting.
Yeah, I mean, what we love so much about the men here on this Zoom today is how much they love and support our beloved teen moms. I mean, Zach, you and Corey are so close and you have such a tight bond now. What is the secret there, and how does it help make this dynamic just move more seamlessly?
Kids, just whatever pride it is that you have, you got to put it aside sometimes and look at the big picture. And I think both of us have done a great job at doing so. And, we talk a lot and we just make sure we're on the same page, and, it flows pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Taylor, you kind of really give the first episode. I was like, oh, Papa Bear is activated. It was very, I don't know your zodiac sign. We were talking about zodiac signs before. You reminding me so much of a Taurus myself. You're so protective over Macy and Bentley. Are you a Taurus?
He's an Aries.
Aries. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll get back to that.
He's got that fire sign energy.
Yes, that fire sign. Because I love though, you were like, no, why? I just want to keep you guys safe. I want to hold you guys close. Do you feel like you stand by that strong feelings now, looking back?
I do to a sense, but I'm trying to find a balance between protecting them, but then not getting in the way of Bentley having a relationship with Ryan as well. So I think that's that's always going to be inside of me to protect them, but trying to maturely find a way to stay out of the way as well.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's a good place to be. We got to keep our hands off a little bit. I mean, Macy, even in the premiere episode, at one point you were like, I don't really care how Taylor feels about the situation.
Yeah. It was one of those things. I know that he wasn't going to say, we're not doing this, because he loves and supports Bentley as well. But it was tough to navigate because, it's such a new journey for me and for Ryan and for Bentley, and then also for him. So it was a lot of like checking in with him, Bentley, Ryan, checking in with myself. Because we're all very fragile in that, in this, even still, it's very new. It's very, like uncharted territory. Yeah. So just making sure that all the lines of communication are open.
That also sounds like a lot of like mental juggling to do. How did you reach any like breaking points during that? And if any moment, like what did you do to help yourself kind of like get recentered?
Obviously, like when things first like went down with Ryan and, him having to go to jail and making stupid decisions and stuff. I definitely had a breaking point then. But I think the work that I had done previously on myself and just, making sure that I check in with myself and that I, give myself grace and that I let myself, even just fall apart and then pick myself back up is a game changer. And Al-Anon really helps too, like a lot. And I wish I would have started that, back when Dr. Drew told me to, like 50,000 times over the years. It's just a lot of patience and grace, and like you really have to know yourself and trust yourself to show up and to give yourself permission almost to like lose it every now and then.
Right. Now, Macy, you were present for one of Ryan's court hearings last month, which I think says a lot about your commitment to co-parenting. After getting to a better place with Ryan and getting to a better place yourself, are you kind of looking at these recent struggles of Ryan's through a different lens? Maybe, is it easier to have empathy now?
Definitely. I've learned over the course of, the last couple of years that I was just so angry. I was so angry with him. But working on myself, I, learned that anger is actually just, it's like a surface emotion. There's so many things underneath that cause you to then be angry because those things haven't been dealt with. The trauma, the pain, the hurt, the sadness, just all the things are just piling. And then it's like, boom, anger shows up. And so just working those out and getting to know those emotions, it opens you up for more understanding to other people, because you understand yourself a lot better. It's been a game changer for me personally. And then obviously it has an effect on all the relationships around me as well.
I love that. And I love how open all of you are and how much like you give to the fans and the audience, both on the show, but also on podcasts. We're on a podcast right now. You guys are all busy podcasters. And Cheyenne, there's a podcast clip that I need to talk to you about. And I wonder if you know which one it is.
What did I do?
Not yet. It involves a croissant.
Oh, right.
Ryder is the most iconic podcast guest of all
Ever.
time. Danny and I have watched that clip millions of times now. It is so good. Did you guys ever make it to Paris? Did she get the buttery croissants she wanted?
No, we're going to Paris.
What about, was it Africa too, huh? Right?
Casey, don't push it.
Hey, me and Bentley were listening to it in the car, and when y'all asked her what it's like being a big sister, and she said, it's fun because I'm the queen bee. I can just tell them to do this and this. And I was like, I'm here for it.
Cheyenne, how true is that? Can she just kind of like tell you what to do? Does she sort of run the show?
I'm not even gonna lie to myself. She does. If I said no, lying to them. No, Ryder runs the show. She runs me. I'm here to serve, and I'm counted. So yes, we're taking her to Paris for her birthday, but it's gonna be a surprise.
Oh my God. Okay, so hopefully she's not listening to Virtual Reality by Page Six, so that the surprise doesn't spoil.
And she told me that she wants her own podcast. She's now done 2 of the shows with me.
Oh, boy.
And she says that she no longer wants to go on my podcast. She wants her own.
Do you know what? I think that's fair.
And I'll listen.
Yeah.
I feel that she'd be an iconic like podcaster permanently.
Podcast?
Well, you guys in the new home, you have room for some podcasting like studios. The house is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are we feeling settled in? And Evan, when we were watching, Evan was like, it's given Real Housewives.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
It is so beautiful. Are we loving life in the new house as newlyweds?
We
I
love
love
it. Yeah, we love it. I cannot complain. And like my days where I'm like, down on myself or not feeling good or just having like a rough mental day, I just look around and I'm like, girl, get your ass up. Like, you need to be happy. But we're really happy with the house.
Definitely happy. It took a while for it to like settle in. It kind of didn't feel real. But
Yeah.
after 9-10 months of paying mortgage, now it's mine, so I know it's real.
Yeah. It felt like it's like a Airbnb, that
Yeah.
we go on like a staycation and now we're like living in it. And
Yeah.
it's like, sometimes we have to pinch ourselves that we did it.
Autopay
Yes.
really finds a way to make you realize, oh, this is real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what I'm doing.
Yep.
Danny and I are also glued to your social content, Cheyenne, like the Lux house, the private jets. Like next time you book a PJ, will you please invite us? Like what is going on?
What's
Like
going
what
on?
is life?
What?
What's life is right, because I don't know. I'm just living life. I love my life. I really do. I'm gonna say I don't think I like PJs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're for me. The turbulence is rough.
Okay.
That's true.
Yep.
The turbulence, I was like, I'm about to die.
I can't relate. I've never been on one. I would like to experience fear-inducing turbulence on a private jet. At least
My
one.
dream is to say, oh, private jets, they're not for me. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, no, but that honestly is so beautiful. Just like thinking about sort of the journey and evolution of Teen Mom. I love that we are sitting with 2 institutions within the franchise and you guys are talking about your experiences on private jets. Like does it feel surreal kind of thinking about where you started and where you've come? I mean, and this is a question for both Macy and Cheyenne.
For me, no, honestly, because I feel like I'm a little bit like Ryder. I feel like I've always known what I wanted. Like I always knew I was going to be on a private jet. I always knew I wanted the big house. I always knew I wanted the lifestyle, and Ryder's the same way. So I feel like I got what I wanted, but I worked really hard to get here. And now I just need to work even harder to keep it and to give my kids that same lifestyle.
Yeah.
What about you, Macy?
Exactly what Cheyenne said. I think Cheyenne and I are very similar in a lot of ways, but we are very different in a lot of ways as well. But one thing, like we're both just genuine, we're hustlers, and we know what we want, and we're gonna get it. Like we will find a way. Don't underestimate us ever. So yeah, I mean, I knew I'd be here.
I love it. We're never gonna underestimate either you or your men. We're taking notes and we're gonna be watching this next season of Teen Mom, the next chapter. Thank you guys so much for taking the time.
One thing to add to the private
Oh
jet.
yes, Taylor,
Oh.
tell us.
When we flew into what did we fly into?
Newark. No.
I don't know. We were going to New York.
Teterboro.
Yeah, we flew into Teterboro, and we got off the PJ, and we had taken both our moms with us and all 3 kids, and we were going to New York for the reunion, and we were walking in the doors, and y'all have done it. It's just like a lounge you go into. It's not like a real airport. And
Way fancier, obviously.
I was coming through the doors, and Robert from Shark Tank was walking out. And he like waved, and I waved back, and I kept walking, and Macy's mom was like, "Do you know him?" I was like, "No." But he waved like he knew me.
Do you know what? And he
When you're
probably
on a
does
PJ,
know
you're all
you.
family. Yeah.
Taylor was
You're all
like, I
family.
made it. We
Yeah.
made it, babe. Here we are.
I love that. Wow, away from Robert from Shark Tank. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was a joy. Appreciate you all.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye guys.